Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. This is Dusty. The season's getting ready to kick off here, and so I'm just kind of running down. Kind of, mainly what I'm doing is I'm trying to get used to this new process, the new video stuff I'm kind of working with here. So I'm kind of practicing and looking back at some old plays and kind of breaking down and just kind of showing kind of what happened on each of those ones, and kind of getting me a little more used to doing this, and hopefully everyone kind of learning a little in the process as well. So definitely let me know what you think of these. If there's anything I could be improving, I'm sure there is, because I don't know. I've only done a few of these. I'm not great, but I don't know. That's enough rambling, I guess. Hey, do you guys want to talk football? Let's talk some football. All right, so we're gonna take this back to Week 7 of the 2012 season. This is the Packers at the Rams. This is the St. Louis Rams. You can tell from the ugly, ugly, ugly turf they've got here. We're gonna bring up context a little bit. This is the fourth quarter, about 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. The Packers are up 20-13. Kind of holding on here. The Packers may be looking to kind of run some time off the clock. Being up seven, getting close to field goal range, but they're still kind of on the verge here. So they do need to pick up some yards. But we're gonna kind of look to show how this breaks down. So kind of what we're going to talk, actually we'll start rolling here in a second. You can see some movement kind of from the defense before the snap. And so we're going to kind of look at what the routes are looking like and kind of what the coverage looks like from here. So really we've got essentially we got five wide, the empty backfield, everyone's spread, and everyone's essentially streaking on the field. We got this kind of four verts look. We got Nelson on the comeback over here. Cobb in the slot is running, and these guys are running straight up, and we got this underneath under here, which we can get. The thought behind this is you get these streaks. You take out that guy there, and then you can beat a guy underneath here because you're going to take that deep coverage back with you. So that's kind of the thought process. But really, part of this on this play, there's actually we'll see it in a second, but there's a jump off sides that could be why they decide to streak. Regardless, it's basically they're running four verts here with that kind of out here, which is cool. Hey man, I like air raid. I like four verts, which would also explain some of these things. This out right here. In case you're not familiar, four verticals is kind of exactly what it sounds like. You get these kind of four streaks and usually a check down. There's no check down here, but four verts is kind of an air raid thing, and so you get this. Everyone's kind of streaking. But you have multiple options along the way, depending on what coverage is, depending how everything looks, you can break off. And so that's kind of how I'm reading this actually comeback route from Nelson here, is kind of streak back and he kind of gets outside, and so he does this little kind of comeback. He has the option to keep going straight, but that's an option kind of cut back there. So I've got man on all of these guys because they are indeed men. Every one of these is men. But more importantly than that, I've talked about this before, but you can kind of tell man versus zone, kind of one of the giveaways, not all the time, but one of the indicators here is when they're standing up facing a man across from them. They're not angled. None of these guys are angled. This guy is still kind of in motion right here. I've got him marked as man because we'll see later he actually is in man. But the kind of more important thing there is since everyone else is in man, I just kind of assume that he is as well. But everyone's straight up. And the reason for that, if you're playing a man straight up, you're playing a guy man to man, you want to be across from him, you have to react as he reacts. Now, if you're playing zone, you're naturally what you're doing is you're trying to funnel maybe towards the safeties up top, and we'll get to this guy in a second. And so you'll have maybe a guy shading outside, kind of angled. His butt is kind of facing the boundary there, because he's trying to keep the guy away from the boundary, trying to funnel him inside. But in man, you're trying to react to whatever. So generally pre-snap, if you see guys facing basically straight up, you see those 2 feet right there. You see everyone's got their feet facing and staring directly into the eyes of the man across from them. More often than not, that's man. That's a man signifier. So now beyond that, we also got what looks like a single high safety up here. We got this one man up here. And so this is what Rodgers is reading pre-snap. This certainly looks for all the world like cover one, man under. Because you've got this one guy. And again, what cover one means is it's one man for the entire field. If it's cover two, essentially what happens is you got 2 deep safeties and you get one for each side. You split down the middle, and one guy gets the one deep zone and one guy gets the other deep zone. With cover one, this guy is responsible for all deep. That's at least how it looks. So we're going to roll it. We're going to take a look at how this shakes because it's not quite as simple as all that. And again, we are going to see offside, so that's kind of what may predicate some of these streaks here. So you can see directly at the snap, what looked like cover one is not actually cover one. They're shading towards Jordy Nelson. They don't want Nelson to beat him because this is, prime Jordy Nelson in here, and dude's a speedster. So you're looking to got this, the double coverage on Nelson. So immediately at the snap, the safety breaks. And what that means is, and this is very important, what that means is the safety is over here, is going to be taken over here by Nelson, which means it's nowhere else. This is essentially, I just talked about how cover one, you got the single high and he's responsible for all deep. This is basically, you just look at this guy as not even a safety anymore, kind of. He's double covering Nelson. That is his responsibility. And it's cover zero, which you normally see with maybe some blitz stuff. But that means that there's no one back. And so all that needs to happen is one guy beats his man, and there's no safety back there to help him. He's not reading anything. He's not reading to see who breaks here. Generally in cover one, you may take a couple steps back, you read, you look at the routes, and then you kind of see, okay, this guy's maybe breaking deep, this one's going short, so he starts shading over this way. There's none of that. This guy is just going over here for Nelson, which means the entire middle of the field is free. And so we'll just watch Randall Cobb in the slot there. And we'll highlight him again here in a second. You can see he gets inside. I had him kind of running straight up. He kind of gets inside position as man, runs up the field, and then gets past him. And you can't see the safety here because the safety's over here, and we'll see it in the next shot. I'll highlight it again. But we see right here, Cobb has beat his man from the slot, beat him clean. Rodgers is kind of rolling out here, and he sees this. He saw, before he has to flee the pocket, he's kind of looking down the field. Generally, if you're a quarterback, at least what a lot of quarterbacks do is you look down the middle of the field first. You hear things about progressions and reads, and there is all that. But generally, what a lot of quarterbacks do is you kind of set the field first. You're looking straight down the middle. You're looking at what the linebacker's doing, what's the safety doing, and you're also kind of reading initial movement on the periphery. So you're just staring straight down the field. So Rodgers staring straight down the field post snap would have seen this safety vacate. So he's rolling out. He knows he's got man coverage, as we saw at the beginning. He also knows the safety has vacated, and he also sees that Cobb is streaking past his man. So he sees all that as he's kind of rolling out. So we're going to roll it here. And I just want to highlight this. That's where Cobb is. The ball's now in the air. That's where Cobb is versus where the safety is. So you can see the safety, and this is Nelson down here. Safety was taken all the way over here. Cobb has his man beat clean, streaks right past him and into the end zone, and he's able to do that because the safety was over there. That's the power of speed, kind of making them respect your speed, even if you're not necessarily streaking. If you're pushing down the field and you've got that kind of respect, you've got people kind of looking at you. That can kind of help open up a lot of other things as well. So we're going to keep rolling it, and then we'll show it from the other angle as well, just because I really, really like this throw. So Rodgers then throws it up high. So from this angle, we're going to see, and we're going to pause it here. We've got, again, just to illustrate, he's streaking past. Rodgers has broken the pocket. Safety, nowhere to be found. He's not in the same zip code. He's all the way over here, and Cobb is running up the seam here. So easy read, easy to see for Rodgers. And then he just does what he does, man. He just keeps rolling out and sets up high where only Cobb can get it. Comes down for a touchdown. So that's kind of what we got. I love this play. I love this throw. That kind of helped that iced the game there for the Packers, which is awesome. And also just shows some of it highlights maybe some pre-snap reads there for you, how to kind of see if that's man or zone, and you just kind of see how some of these plays break down. And again, there's a lot of this. It's hard to tell if this was drawn up exactly like this, or if the offsides jump, everyone just streaked downfield. It's hard to tell exactly. Rodgers was looking to throw that, but I don't know exactly what the receivers' routes beforehand. So I hope this was fun. Hope you enjoyed this. I don't know how many more of these I'm going to do of older plays. I'm certainly hoping to do some more as the season goes on of kind of current plays for the 2019 season and beyond. So I don't know. Hope you dug this. Let me know again if you've got any comments, any ways I can make this better. I can't change my voice. I apologize. So I can't do anything about that. But give me any other comments of how it could be better. And guys, thank you so much. And I guess I will talk to you next time.